Hello there, friends. Genesis chapter 42 continues the narrative, the story, the events of Joseph and his brothers and this whole thing. It's just, you gotta read this story. Just highlight the important parts that stand out to you as you study. Look for keywords, look for obviously the geography, the emotions of Joseph, of his brothers, all that's going on in Jacob. I love how it starts out though. The Holy Spirit just has a sense of humor. And just there's some times in the Bible throughout you always have a character or God himself going, "Get up, go do something." It's like Moses, your servant, my servant is dead, talking to Joseph, "Get up and go do something. Go into the land." That kind of thing. Well, this kind of like is right here. Now Jacob saw there was grain in Egypt. And he said to his sons, "Why are you sitting there staring at each other?" I love that sentence because it just tells us that the brothers weren't doing anything. They're just sitting there. They could be doing things, they could be trying, but they're just sitting there doing nothing, starving. Basically, they're hungry. And they go to Egypt, and little do they realize that Joseph is there. And Joseph's dream is about to be realized in verse 6, because it says Joseph's brothers came and bowed down to him, their faces to the ground. It's amazing. It's exactly how Joseph had dreamed it. And of course, Joseph this entire time is speaking in Egyptian, okay? And there's an interpreter there that is, translating it. So it's interesting how he can kind of listen to his brothers talking to each other. Well, they don't realize it's Joseph. He recognizes that they are who they are. So he probably chuckled a little bit, maybe, when they said, "We are honest men. Your servants are not spies." In verse 11, it's like, sure, you're honest, right. But it's interesting that they say, "Your servants are 12 brothers in all." They recognize Joseph in that moment, even though they didn't know this guy they were talking to was Joseph. But they recognized their brother in the sense they claimed him as their own. So that might have given Joseph a little bit. In this whole thing, he is turning aside and weeping a little bit because he realizes all the stuff that they did and all the stuff, and he recognizes that they maybe not learned a lesson from it, but at least recognized what they did to him. And then he puts them into prison for 3 days, which makes you kind of wonder if maybe that was the amount of time that Joseph was in the well that they threw him in. So it's an interesting, significant period of time there. But Joseph this entire time is understanding what they're saying. He sends them off. He puts the money in their sacks, and they go off. They go back to their father, Jacob. And Jacob is like, "Why did you tell them that you had another brother?" This whole thing. And of course, I forgot to mention Simeon, possibly the